Welcome to this handling tutorial from the Conservation Department at University College London Special Collections. In this presentation, we are going to talk about general handling guidelines to handle materials from our collections, minimizing the risk of damage and making sure that items remain available for as long as possible with your help. Thank you for your cooperation. The special collections at UCL hold over 2 million items available to students and scholars for research, but not exclusively. The material, which can be consulted in our reading room, can be divided in two main categories: archives and bound items. The substrates these materials are mostly made of are familiar, such as paper or skin. They all are carbon-based and fall into three main types: cellulosic materials, mostly derived from plants, such as paper; proteinaceous, derived from animals, such as parchment or leather; and polymers, which include man-made chains of molecules, such as plastics or adhesives. All sorts of media can be applied to those substrates, such as pigments, inks, or photographic emulsions. All of them present their own chemistry and interactions with the substrate or the environment. With time, all materials degrade and become fragile. On the one hand, environmental degradation factors are known to affect all materials, such as light, temperature, and humidity, or even pollutants or pests. And you can see here some examples of damaged items we came across in the Conservation Department. But on the other hand, for collections that are kept in controlled environments, the most damaging factor by far is poor and repeated handling. For this reason, great care must be taken before and during the handling of our collections to ensure they remain available for as long as possible, not only for their contents, but also their materiality and all the evidence they hold. Let's go through some general handling guidelines on how to handle our collections in classrooms or our reading room. Wash your hands carefully before you come in. Do not use creams or lotions that could transfer to the material. Upon entry, leave all your bags and coats in the provided lockers. Personal computers are permitted. Food and drinks are not allowed. Only pencils are allowed to reduce risk of accidental marking on the material. Tuck all loose items of clothing, such as scarves or lanyards, so they don't accidentally fall onto or hit the material. Less obviously, remove any protruding rings, bracelets, or loose watches that could catch or gouge the material. Avoid wearing makeup or nail polish, as particles of pigment could transfer to the objects and tamper evidence. Also because makeup and nail polish contain substances that can be detrimental to the material by contact or even proximity. And because of the risk of staining should any particle of makeup fall onto the material. Mascara, for example, is particularly damaging. If a particle of mascara falls on an object, refrain from brushing it off, risking a permanent smudge. Call the reading room staff immediately. If you are wearing nail polish, ask the reading room staff for disposable gloves. Avoid touching your face and do not lick your fingers. As a general rule, in our collections, the use of gloves is not mandatory, except when you are handling photographic material or objects made exclusively of metal, such as silver trophies. In this case, you must use powder-free nitrile gloves provided in the right size. Now please make sure that you watch video number 2 if you are planning to handle bound materials and books, video number 3 if you are going to go through archives, video number 4 if the material you wish to see includes parchment or large flat paper items, video number 5 if you plan to handle photographs, and video number 6 if the material requested includes any scroll. Thank you for your attention.